J Bills from Media Spotlight UK, reunited after a very long time with Plemons in the building. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. I mean, things are picking up. What a switch. I mean, obviously, we've seen you a lot in doing commentary over the years. And obviously, now it's your first fight, on Misfits. Obviously, you had a relationship with Misfits. How is it all piling on for you? So, what are your thoughts in terms of, even with the press conference that's just happened?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy being on the other side of it, right? I've done, the hosting of the presser. I've done the announce booth, but being a fighter and being on stage and doing the face-off myself, it's all different, man. It's all something that I'm experiencing for the first time, and I enjoy it for what it is. This is completely different, and I wanted this challenge. I wanted this change for myself, and I'm living through it right now.
It seems like, obviously, both you and Masai Warrior have a common theme in terms of Hstikkytokky. You were meant to fight him. Masai was meant to fight him. Now you're facing each other. Seeing Masai on stage, like, what do you see of him?
See him, the same stuff, really. He's a big guy, good athlete, I assume, ripped up, but nothing that I'm concerned with in the least bit.
I mean, in terms of working with BJ Flores, how did that relationship come to be? Because what was the initial conversations? How did you get to the point of like, all right, I need BJ to train me to get ready?
Yeah, so I was training somewhat, getting ready for what the time was HS. We did the face-off in Qatar, and, BJ saw it and then came back to the States, and BJ texted me and just said, hey, if you're not doing this, this is what you should be doing. And it was this long list of stuff. And it was a lot of stuff that kind of opened my eyes to how serious I should have been taking things and what I maybe wasn't doing, what I thought was good, maybe, vice versa. And so I called him and we just settled it. I said, hey, man, instead of just texting me and stuff, would you just train me? So I packed up my stuff that night and I moved to Arizona, and it's just been like glue since, man.
Obviously being commentating, like this is your first fight going into it. Do you feel like a new sort of appreciation for any form of commentating you do in the future, knowing that you stepping in the ring for the first time?
This was a big part of why I did it. I've been saying to everybody, I'm doing this for me. For me, this is the for me. To be able to speak more knowledge, be about the sport, outside of, and I always try to credit him, Ben Davis is the only guy that's really ever done this. I want to make myself a better commentator. I want to make myself more knowledgeable about the sport, and what better way to do it than to actually step in and fight, So that's a big reason.
And obviously in the camp you have like Tristan Ham and Josh Brockner as part of that. Like, how's that dynamic? I mean, it must be like they must be kicking your ass in terms of sparring.
Yeah, no, Tristan and Josh are monsters, man. I think that you guys have just gotten a small snippet of what their actual ability is, and the Misfits scene, this whole crossover scene, hasn't seen anything yet when it comes to those two guys, because they are just dogs, man. They definitely, their mindset turned my mindset up to the max when I got in there, because I didn't really know what I was stepping into, but those guys are just high level. By the way, shout out my boy Jordan, who's also part of the camp. You guys will probably be seeing him soon. But yeah, all those guys you're going to see more of in devastating fashion.
I mean, a couple more things from me. I mean, in terms of like future going forward as far as boxing, I mean, this is your first go at it. Obviously, you won't know what you feel until you got into the ring.
Yep.
Is the plan to continue boxing as a theme? I mean, there are people, there are talks online that, eventually it could be a fight between you and KSI down the road. Obviously the storyline, it all builds up. Is that something that you want down the line?
I don't know. We'll see. Listen, Saturday is the goal. And I know that's the boilerplate general answer, but it's just the most honest one I have. I'm going to knock this guy out on Saturday. We're going to go home. I'm going to talk to coach, and then we're going to figure out exactly what is the next step. We don't really know right now, but I'm definitely getting the itch for it. So Saturday I'm going to scratch it.
Would Hstikkytokky be like the next person after Masai potentially?
Yeah, I mean, if HS can get, all the stuff, it's really just up to HS. It's, because I'm here. And I know he's got stuff he's got to figure out and all that, but I'm here. I'm ready to go. So it doesn't really matter who it is. But once we take care of business on Saturday, we'll find out more.
Finally, from me, as we both are pro wrestling fans, obviously WWE on Netflix.
Crazy.
I've seen like the tweets that you put out in terms of it. What did you think of the debut of Netflix for WWE, and also in terms of like how streaming is amplified even more? Obviously, you had Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson on Netflix. You got The Zone for Misfits. you've had the Netflix debut for WWE. Like, where do you see that going? And obviously, what do you think of WWE on Netflix?
Yeah, man, I thought the debut was great. I thought they'd hit a higher number, to be honest, but I know that it's kind of tough because they're going against Monday Night Football and everything else. But what they do, 5.9 million viewers, that was fantastic for them. I think it's going to continue to be a great thing. I mean, even that 5.9 million is like 4 times their number regularly, or maybe 2 times their number regularly. But yeah, I think that was a great show. CM Punk, I thought, stole it for sure. But yeah, this whole streaming thing, man, is changing the way you look at sports and you watch sports. Like in the United States, you'll see NFL football and basketball on Netflix before long, exclusively probably, boxing as well. So it's changing the game. And yeah, the next 5 years will be super interesting.
Do you think, like, with casual fans, like, looking into wrestling for the first time, do you think people will be, like, tuned into wrestling now that it's on Netflix?
Sure, for sure. If you're on Netflix already and you see that on your, main screen, you're going to tune into it. And it captures people's imagination for a reason. So more people are just going to get involved.
Well, final message to Masai Warrior. What do you want to tell him?
I'm knocking this dude out. He knows it. I know it. It's just Saturday is going to come to fruition. So it doesn't matter when, how, he's getting knocked out.
Well, Wade, strong words there. Wade, always a pleasure to see you, my bro, and I wish you all the best for this Saturday in your debut. Wish you all the best.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.